Tonight's story comes with a trigger warning in regards to suicide and violence. The JINN by K.B. HURST. I had thought of 1,000,001 ways to kill myself. I knew better than to slice my wrist sideways, to ensure that I did it long ways. But it was messy. I knew if I hung myself, it might take a while, or I'd just pass out, or only break my neck. The thought of living as a cripple after such a thing made me sad and angry. I'd picture the gravestone with my name, Rico Menendez, 1978 to 2022. It would be a name and a brief entry in the local paper about how he died suddenly. Hell, I had secretly been wishing to die in my sleep for most of my life. A simple death. No mess. Easy peasy. That never happened. I had taken medication and gone to therapy. I never revealed my death wish to anyone, though. They'd lock me up and throw away the damn key. I didn't want to cry out for help. I just wanted to cease to exist. A clean slate, you know? I'd donate my body and soul to someone more in need if I could. Like a kid with cancer. Kids have so much potential and are full of hope and possibilities. I mean, I'm 45 years old. My empathy for the human race died a long time ago when I saw my father choking my mother after he was coming down off cocaine. You know, sometimes it's those minor traumas like coming home from school and the gas turned off because your father failed to pay the fucking bill. There were bright moments, though, like the family trip to the Smoky Mountains. But after a failed marriage, no kids of my own, I decided I just didn't want to wake up to another morning of hearing Mr. Haskins, that's my boss. He'd make the same stupid fucking joke about having the Mondays. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Haskins. Nobody gives a shit, you sad fucking piece of flesh. Ugh. If there was a way to kill yourself, I had pretty much already thought of it. Sadly, I was too lazy for most of the methods. I could only hope for a serendipitous event. Then it happened. My job consisted of traveling quite a bit, so I was stuck in traffic headed south of the big city one afternoon. I decided to exit the highway and take the long way. If anything, I could stare at some beautiful scenery. You know, the small town I was driving through had a downtown filled with local shops, and one in particular, a very unique antique shop. I was staring at the shop when I felt the hit. Fuck. I had been rear-ended. I looked behind me, and some guy in one of those big pickup trucks got out, apologizing profusely. "Oh man, I'm so sorry," he was saying. "Oh, it happens," I said. What I really wanted to say, "Are you fucking blind?" "Hey, let's pull over in here at the antique shop," he said, and I got back in my vehicle and pulled into one of the spots directly in front of the shop. As I did, the guy sped off. What the hell? Come on, man! By now I saw an older woman come out of the antique shop, wearing a blue lace cape and a long blue dress. "I took down the license plate. Come on in, I'll give it to you. I have whiskey in the back too, if you need it," she said, smiling. The older woman reminded me of my late grandmother. Dark brown dyed hair, red lipstick, and she was at least in her late 70s. I got out of my sedan and went into the little shop. She was a nice enough woman, but I just wanted to get the license plate of my hit-and-run assailant and sue the pants off of him. "Oh, you look upset, as you should be, she said with an empathetic expression. "Yeah, I can think of a few feelings I could express, but I think I'll save that for when I get a lawyer. My entire back end is scratched," I said, not noticing when she started pouring a whiskey into a shot glass, with a cat on it and a third eye in its forehead. She put it up to my face. "Drink," she said. I didn't argue, as I took the shot, and then I began to laugh. I can certainly say I never expected my Monday to go like this.
Hey, it happens. Here's the license plate and a coupon for one free item of your choice.
She grinned as she poured another shot and drank it herself. Oh, thanks so much, but you've already been so kind. I couldn't take anything out of here for free.
Oh, it's on the house?
I looked around the shop, not seeing anything I could possibly want, but then my eyes settled on a pretty perfume bottle. It resembled the one my mom always had on her dresser. It was small enough and didn't look expensive. How about the rose perfume bottle? Her eyes looked at me for a moment.
Why not this pretty mirror with the moon on it instead?
Oh no, it's far too large. I'll just take the old bottle. My mom had one of these on her dresser, and it'll remind me of her when I look at it. She nodded, smiling at my sentiment, and put it in a pretty bag. I watched her hand me the bag hesitantly, and then she released it.
Remember, you can always change your mind.
I thanked her again and went home. When I got there, I sat the old bottle on my fireplace and went to unwind for the evening. Later that night, I woke up to my blankets being ripped off of me and my body shivering. I looked around and couldn't see an immediate reason for all the cold. I sat up, looking around to see if I'd left a window open. Nothing. I got up to check the thermostat. It was down to 52 degrees. No wonder I was shivering. I turned the heater on and then stood to wait and see if I heard it kick on. Then suddenly, I noticed the smell of roses. Not just any kind, but the smell of my late mother's perfume. I took a deep breath and walked over to where I sat the bottle when I had got home. I noticed it looked as if someone had knocked it over. The lid was lying on the floor. As I went to pick it up, I heard a deep voice.
There you are.
The voice seemed to boom inside my house. I wondered if I had left the TV on. The TV is not on. I'm here, and I'm very real. I think I can help you. Who's there? Then, from the shadows, I saw a man. His skin was dark, and his eyes were golden. His hair was long and curly, but held tightly against his head and neck in a finely manicured way. Who are you? What are you doing in my house?
I'm here to serve you.
I'll go once you tell me 3 wishes. I blinked twice, then began to get even angrier. Listen, man, if you don't get the hell out of my house, I'm calling the cops or I'm going to shoot your ass.
No,
you won't do any of those things.
You see, I'm here to grant your wishes. I already know about your impending death wish. Only to die, you must first ask me.
What do you mean? I was getting scared now. It was something nobody on this planet ever had been. How would they even know?
Your wife had an indiscretion, and you decided it wasn't worth continuing a loveless marriage. You hate your day job, but you must stay a few more years so you can retire and collect everything you're owed. Let me see. He rubbed the tiny hair on the tip of his chin. You wish you could cease to exist. No blood loss, no pain. A simple, clean death.
Yes, but,
I'm your JINN. Genie in a bottle. Literally.
How can I believe this is real? I asked, still thinking I must be dreaming.
Watch, he said.
He suddenly pulled out a fire flame from nowhere and then began to burn his entire body. I watched as the flame covered him in bright orange and red before it calmed down into a pink aura. The smoke off his body smelled like rose incense. How did you get here?
How does anyone get anywhere? What does it matter? Tell me, how can you help me? You have to make a wish. You must tell me your wish, and I will grant it. When I'm done, I will return to where I came from.
That easy?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Why not?
I've seen enough television shows and movies to know all jinns are liars and demons from hell. He laughed.
I love a good story as much as any mortal, but I can assure you I am not here to harm or send you to hell. It does me no good to bring you harm. You see, I am what you call a merit system. The more good deeds I do, the more years I shave off my punishment of remaining inside this bottle.
Why did you end up there?
It isn't vital, but I was not a very good mortal. So I was punished by staying inside this bottle until I did enough good deeds to get out of it.
Somehow I found myself believing him. Then I thought mercilessly of my first wish. I wish the man that hit my car gets punished, the worst kind allowed given his circumstances.
As you wish,
he said. With that, he disappeared. Hello? Hello? Where the fuck did you go? I waited a while. When I didn't see him, I figured I really had dreamt it and went back to bed. The following day, I woke up to my phone ringing. When I picked it up, it was a cop asking me if I had been involved in a hit and run. I told him what happened, and then he explained the man who had done it died after being killed in another hit and run. He had a dash cam for the insurance company, and on the SD card it had the driver's video of him hitting me. Miraculously, the insurance company decided to pay me because of it. I'd never heard of anything like this, especially since the guy died. Why would they even bother to help me? I thought about it, and I remembered the interaction I had with the JINN. I gulped, almost sick to my stomach, knowing I must have likely wished for this guy's death. I smelled the roses again. When I looked up, there he was.
I have granted your first wish, but you still have 2 wishes.
Yeah, but I only wanted justice. I didn't wish to kill anyone. Doesn't that go against your merit system?
I am here to only serve you. I can continue with the last 2 wishes if you believe justice was served. I will also have years taken off my time in this wretched bottle. Just save me time. Please let me grant your final 2 wishes.
No, I don't trust you.
The JINN smiled at me. I could see he was concealing his imminent rage, yet I refused to budge. What if I tell you that the man that died would have killed 2 other people if he had lived? He was not a good man. His soul is rotting in its designated place.
What do you mean? He suddenly showed me the man who died, stabbing a woman with a knife. He had cut her throat, and then he cut her apart in a bathtub. Oh God, the following image was of him tossing the bags into the back of a car he hit me with. I was shocked that maybe the reason he didn't say stay was because he had one of those murder victims inside the trunk of the car. Fine, I believe you. But for me to agree, to let you grant me the last 2 wishes, I must first ask you if I'm allowed to specify how I die.
Yes, of course.
So, assisted suicide doesn't cause you any demerits?
It is your wish. If you believe that your death is just, then I must comply. But first, tell me, why do you wish to die?
I lost everything that made me happy in 2018. My stupid job had me working so many hours that my wife, Bethany, slept with the guy next door, Jake. They fell in love, and she left me. I still have this shitty job, but not the wife or the happy life I imagined. I just want to end it. I want people to forget I ever existed. Easy peasy, he responded. I nodded, and then I got angry. But I wish that I quickly, and I wish... Remember, you only have 2 wishes left. I will grant your wish to die quickly. But I could no longer speak. A strange thing began to happen to me. I could feel my blood coursing through my veins. I could feel my heart stopping inside of my chest. This was it. This is what I had wanted so badly that... Yet, as I struggled, I realized it wasn't the death I had wished for. Before I could die, I muttered one final wish. I wish things could return to how they were in 2018. The happy life and my wife. I woke up then, in bed, and my wife was beside me. I looked at the clock. It was the day I had went to work overtime after I promised her I'd stay home and spend the day with her. The phone rang. I looked over at Bethany, and I saw it was work calling. I ignored it and went back to sleep. I awoke, smelling roses. When I finally got out of bed, I could hear my wife talking to someone in the bathroom. When I went to open the bathroom door, I could hear that fucking JINN. He was in there talking to her. I tried to open the door, but it was locked. Bethany! Bethany, open the door! Suddenly, I began to change physically. I felt my body change, and I fell to the ground. I was lying there thinking I had had a heart attack when Bethany opened the door. Next to her was the JINN, smiling. Oh my God! He looks just like Jake, my wife exclaimed happily. I stood and looked in the mirror. I was staring back at myself as the man my wife had slept with, the stupid neighbor, Jake. No, no, no. The JINN winked at me. You said you wanted a happy life and a happy wife.